you handle it correctly, admitting it can increase your confidence. Here are some further details. Concerningly, there will be interruptions in the path of your important task, which will eventually lead to time being lost. However, poor time management will depend on your resolve to avoid distractions. It is crucial to take decisiveness seriously as a time management talent, since it requires a strong commitment to using effective time management techniques until they become second nature. You must decide if this routine will help you become a better person in the future. The fourth D is discipline. And that's all. One of the most important elements for better time management is this. You'll be able to determine what to do and when to do it if you practice discipline. By practicing discipline, you can keep a regular schedule that you will adhere to and refrain from engaging in activities that take up all of your time.
Magic help to help you keep that mouth smell and give you that soothing breath. Worry no more, the magic is here. Silvercare, you can bank on it. Are you a content creator, podcaster, voiceover artist, or show producer in need of a studio space or equipment for your projects? Then look no further, we got you covered. With the very best of equipment and studio spaces at the most affordable rates you can ever imagine. For further inquiries, call 081-8236-4120 or you can call 070-68000168 or visit our head office at number 12 Old Olowara Road, Ojodu Berger, Lagos. Magic help to help you kill germs, cure that unwanted mouth smell, and give you that soothing breath. Worry no more, the magic is here. Silvercare, you can bank on it. Are you a content creator, podcaster, voiceover artist, or show producer in need of a studio space or equipment for your projects? Then look no further, we got you covered. With the very best of equipment and studio spaces at the most affordable rates you can ever imagine. For further inquiries, call 081-8236-4120 or you can call 070-68000168 or visit our head office at number 12 Old Olowara Road, Ojodu Berger, Lagos. Magic help to help you kill germs, Cure that unwanted mouth smell and give you that soothing breath? Worry no more, the magic is here. Silvercare, you can bank on it. Are you a content creator, podcaster, voiceover artist, or show producer in need of a studio space or equipment for your project? Then look no further, we got you covered. With the very best of equipment and studio spaces at the most affordable rates you can ever imagine. For further inquiries, call 081-8236-4120 or you can call 070-68000168 or visit our head office at number 12 Old Olowara Road, Ojodu Berger, Lagos. To help you kill germs, cure that unwanted mouth smell, and give you that soothing breath. Worry no more, the magic is here.
Hello, this is Zilman Jury.
Hello and welcome. This is Business Now, reaching you live from Ibram TV News Studios in Lagos, Nigeria. Coming up, Nigeria and European Union sign over €900 million agreement for developmental projects. Secretary to the government of the Federation says proper tax system will end government borrowing. Chairman of Federal Inland Revenue Services shows firm that there are no plans to increase taxes. Former Minister of Finance says Naira would continue to be weak if the country remained import dependent. Thank you very much for joining us on Business Now. I am Samuel Okata. The Nigeria and European Union on Thursday signed finance agreement worth €900 million for development projects. The agreements were signed at the EU-Nigerian Strategy Dialogue in Abuja. It informed the central part of the EU-Nigerian cooperation to advance the country's green, resilient, digitally inclusive transition on the government priorities and global gateway. Developed jointly between the EU and Nigeria, the first signed agreement will drive new programs through Global Gateway, which includes Climate Smart Agriculture, which is €29 million, Sustainable Energy, which is €37 million, Access to Health Services, €45 million, and Education Support to Youth and Education Development in the Northwest region, €5.4 million. In addition, the second signed €46 million agreement will also contribute to building access in Nigeria's social protection, safety, support to border management, and reintegration of returnees, which is €28.4 million, support to the disarmament, demolition, and reintegration of Boko Haram combatants in the Northeast region, which is €20 million, and support to improving the criminal justice system, access to justice and fight against corruption, 30 million euros. The third signed finance agreement was a loan issued to 2 Nigerian private companies and banks by the European Investment Bank as part of the Global Gateway Strategy. The European Commissioner for International Partnership, Jonta Opilani, said the EU would continue to invest in priorities of security, democracy and prosperity for all. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, stated that the EU-Nigerian relations were one of the most vibrant development partnership in terms of program, thematic intervention and geographical spread in the deployment of resources. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, and Professor Hezekiel Williams have said that a proper taxation system will end the borrowing of loans by the federal government to fund projects. They made this known on Thursday during the launching of Professor Williams' book, The Taxation Pendulo, at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel in Abuja. These followed the recent move by the federal government to get a fresh $400 million loan from the World Bank for the conditional cash transfer to 15 million households as one of the measures to cushion the effect of petrol subsidy removal on Nigerians. The 400 million euro will bring to $1.2 billion the amount that the federal government is borrowing from the World Bank for the cash transfer, as it had earlier secured a loan of $800 million for the same purpose. President Bola Tinubu announced the conditional cash transfer to 15 million households in a nationwide address to commemorate the country's independence on October 1st as part of the measures to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal on petrol, which has led to an astronomical rise in the cost of living. It also announced that the federal government would commence the payment of 25,000 naira monthly to 15 million households for 3 months from October to December 2023. Speaking on Thursday, the SGF, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Political and Economic Affairs Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Nko Uswabana, said all tiers of government need to be vested in taxing citizens. He also said citizens must be committed to paying taxes as and when due to avert a situation whereby the government will be worried about raising funds for the project. Also speaking, the author Williams noted that the book explained the intricacies of tax laws, the need for citizens and cooperation to pay taxes, and the action expected of the government in utilizing the taxes collected from citizens and corporate bodies. Acting Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, has allayed fears being expressed by a corporate organization that the resolve of FIRS is to increase the country's tax-to-GDP ratio to 18% from 10.86 will lead to increase in taxes. In a statement, Adedeji said such resolve will not necessarily lead to increase in taxes or introduction of new taxes, as the President Bola Tinubu-led administration was determined to create a wholesome environment for businesses to flourish. The FIRS chairman had said the agency would, or rather under his leadership, would be the next 3 years achieve 8% raise in tax-to-GDP ratio to surpass Africa's average of 16.5% without stiffening investment or economic growth. The plan had triggered muffled apprehensions that the decision would cause an increase in tax rates or introduction of new ones. Addressing representatives of top large tax-paying companies during a get-together in Lagos on Wednesday, Adedeji said their belief, understanding and vision as the revenue-generating agency is not to introduce any new tax, as they only want to use data to improve compliance. The statement by Special Advisor on Media and Communication, Dare Adekombi, quoted the FIRS chairman as saying that the invited companies and those willing to voluntarily carry out their tax obligations had nothing to be afraid of. The Minister of Finance, Olusegun Agaga, has explained that the Naira would continue to be weak if the country remains an import-dependent country. Aganga, speaking on Thursday at the third Adiola Odutola lecture during the 51st Annual General Meeting of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, said Nigeria must produce for local consumption and, more importantly, for export for the Naira to be strong. The local currency fell from about 450 per dollar on an average of 760 per dollar following the exchange reforms of President Bola Tinubu. The local currency plunged to 1,045 per dollar on Thursday at the parallel market. But Anganga, speaking on the free fall Naira, said this is the wisdom in spending billions depending the Naira when it continues to fall, instead of investing in genuine manufacturers and exporters of high-value product that would earn Nigeria foreign income and more. The former minister charged the government to declare the industrial sector a national priority sector and back it with plans, policy, and money. Meanwhile, the president of the Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria, Dr. Aminu Gwandabi, says achieving a stable, stronger, virally exchange rate in Nigeria will require the full participation of Bureau de Change Operators in the retail segment of the forex exchange market. In a statement, he said under the current leadership at the Central Bank of Nigeria, the country has all it takes to achieve a strong and stable exchange rate and build a highly liquid forex market to support the domestic economy. On the challenges confronting the nation's forex market and depreciation of the Naira, he said it required the BDCs to be fully involved in providing lasting solutions to the ongoing volatility in the exchange rate. Gwandabi said the continuous depreciation of the Naira in both official and parallel market did not benefit the DBCs, and the domestic economic steps should be taken to reverse the trend and strengthen the local currency for maximum impact on the economy. The statement said that the Naira on Tuesday crossed 1,001 Naira to the dollar mark at the parallel market, even as it continued to weaken considerably at the official market due to persistent dollar scarcity and speculative activities of illegal forex dealers. Gwandabi said these several measures by the Apex Bank to bridge exchange rate gaps show genuine intentions of the regulator to entrench exchange rate stability, but getting the BDCs involved in the solution recipe would bring desired result of not only a highly liquid market, but stable rates. Up ahead, federal government plans to generate 28.1 billion naira from Ijora workshop concession. These and more after this commercial break.
Are you a content creator, podcaster, voiceover artist, or show producer in need of a studio space or equipment for your projects? Then look no further. We got you covered. With the very best of equipment and studio spaces at the most affordable rates you can ever imagine. For further inquiries, call 081-8236-4120 or you can call 070-68000168 or visit our head office at number 12 Old Olowara Road, Ojodu Berger, Lagos. Magic help to help you kill germs? Cure that unwanted mouth smell and give that soothing breath? Worry no more, the magic is here. Silvercare, you can bank on it.
Back. The Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission says the federal government will generate 28.1 billion naira from the 20-year concession of the Central Workshop Ijura. In a statement on Thursday, the head of Media and Publicity, Manji Yanglin, said the workshop was used for the maintenance of vehicles, sewage treatment plants, and water supply equipment during the colonial era. According to her, the concession will adopt a rehabilitate, operate, maintain, transfer PPP model to upgrade the central workshop till its functions are realized. She said the project and unsolicited, which is privately initiated infrastructure proposals by Better Transport Nigeria Limited, is domiciled under the Federal Ministry of Works. The statement said the Federal Executive Council has approved the concession of the Central Workshop Ijora to a private sector firm for rehabilitation and optimal operation under the regulatory guidance of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission. It stated that the concession, which will adopt a rehabilitate, operate, maintain, transfer PPP model, seek to upgrade the Central Workshop to ensure its functions are realized. Nigeria's exports to Angola hit $16.8 million between 2020 and 2022, the Secretary of State for International Cooperation and Angola Communities, Domingos Lopez, has said. Lopez stated this at the first interactive Angola-Nigerian Business Forum held in Abuja on Thursday. The secretary, who represented the Minister of External Relations, Teti Antonio, said the ties between both countries were marked by signing the first economic, technical, scientific, and cultural cooperation agreement in 1976. He added that the exchange between the duo has been remarkable in the diplomatic, defense, and security, petroleum, education, culture, and transport. Lopez noted that in the last 3 years, between 2020 and 2022, Angola's exportation of goods to Nigeria was estimated at about $5.6 million and importation stood at $16.8 million, corresponding to a negative trade balance of about $11.2 million. Concerning the main product group, Angola exported crude oil weighing about 42% to Nigeria, optics and precision accounting for 20%, and mechanical machines and devices with their function accounting for 14% of the total volume of exports. The Chinese government on Wednesday expressed its commitment to refinance and complete the Abuja, Kano, and Port Harcourt Maiduguri Railway project. A statement signed by the VP's Senior Special Assistant on Media and Communication, Stanley Nkwocha, said the President of the People's Republic of China, Xi Jinping, pledged these while responding to requests by President Bola Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima at a bilateral meeting with the Chinese leader in Beijing. The statement was titled, "At Third Belt and Road Initiative Forum, China commits to refinancing, completing Abuja, Kano, Port Harcourt, Maiduguri railways." Since the launch of the project, China has yet to release funds for the two major railway projects in Nigeria, largely due to cutbacks and commitments. China had agreed to provide 85% financing for the construction of the Abuja-Kano and Port Harcourt-Maiduguri railway project, while Nigeria, which had the duty of paying the balance of 15%, paid its part of the funding from the inception of the project through appropriations. The Chinese president, who received the Nigerian delegation led by Vice President Shettima at the People's Building in China, pledged increased investment in Nigeria's power generation and digital economy. While calling for the protection of Chinese nationals working in Nigeria, he said he would in turn ensure that the Nigeria-China bilateral relation was stronger than before. As the Nigerian bamboo industry continues to gain more popularity, an industry stakeholder has called on the government to utilize its vast economic potential to boost its foreign exchange earnings. In an exclusive interview on Friday during iBrand Television's flagship business program, the Chief Executive Officer of Ladbi Bamboo Limited, Zigwa Fanda, said bamboo farming can provide economic benefit to rural communities by creating jobs and generating income, contributing to environmental sustainability by promoting reforestation, reducing deforestation, and mitigating the effects of climate change.
Available statistics shows that we have well over 1.7 million hectares of bamboo in Nigeria. So it therefore means that we have a huge export and domestic market for the Nigerian economy. But the issue now is awareness.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't know about it. You know, we're not really exhausting that. You know, but for me, I believe there's a solution to that one. In a sense that if all engineers, you know, in Nigeria will look inward in time of bamboo, because bamboo, to me, bamboo is the new gold. Why do I say that? If you look at it now, for instance, in one of the United Nations meeting in Egypt, they gave India ultimatum to plant bamboo because they were suffering from deforestation problem. And then you and I know, if you're conversant with United Nations and World Bank, the problem they've been talking about or trying to solve is global warming, deforestation. So now, if you plant bamboo, bamboo have about, it releases over 35% of oxygen to the atmosphere, and to any bamboo item you use around, it traps carbon dioxide with about 30%. And you know, carbon dioxide is what causes the global warming that we feel, you and I, because it spoils the ozone layer.
You can watch and follow our social media handle and subscribe to our YouTube channel on iBrand TV. Also, follow and join us live on our Facebook page on iBrand TV Media. iBrand TV is on Instagram as iBrand TV and can be followed on X at iBrand_TV. You can watch iBrand TV live on StarTimes channel 143. Still to come, South Africa's climate grant funding from rich nations doubled to $676 million. Details and more news updates after this commercial break.
Hello, this is Zilman Jury, and I'm Oluseye Abdullahi, the creative director of Zilman Jury. Zilman Jury started off years ago at Crafties, but as some of you might know, because we pioneered jewelry making, I didn't start making my own jewelry for sale because I didn't want those who were coming to consult with me to see me as competition. But now everybody has come of age. I'm sure that we have quite a number of people now who make jewelry in Nigeria. So I'm introducing my own collection, and I like to work with gemstones and, you know, top quality crystals. So you can see from the colorful mix I have here, this is actually my signature tune pieces that can go on virtually, all colors. We work a lot with pearls, with top quality Austrian crystals. As you can see, I also make Alice bands. I love this, and I like to make timeless ones. This one is made with it's a gold-plated material, so it's something that would last for quite a while. Again, these are little squares of crystals. I have here interesting pieces like white coral mixed with pearls. And here you see that we have a lot of colors of solid crystal pearls made into necklaces. You see them here. We do phone dangles. I just like to make things that, things that make me happy when I blend the colors, So that's what this is. We do earrings, we do bracelets, different types of bracelets. You can see these stackables that are very much in vogue now. I love them. But mostly we've used gemstone beads here, And actually at this time, there's something very special that I want to introduce to people. Most women have to wear clothes with a zipper. But increasingly, when it gets difficult to be able to handle the zipper by themselves, and so you have people asking their children, asking the husband. But then what happens when there's nobody around? As I had to experience, there was nobody around and I couldn't go. I had to go out without my zipper done. And so it occurred to me that I could find a solution to this. And that's what brought me to the Zip Me, which took me some months to actually develop and perfect. You can work with different types of zippers, all the ones I know anyway, and I used to run a fashion house. And the way it works is that it can be affixed to a dress and a lady can zip
very well
down with it. It's made of...
Welcome back. Moving out to African story, South Africa has secured $676 million in grants from rich nations for a transition to green energy, more than double what they initially promised, but still only a fraction of the total package, the rest of which it will have to repay with interest. Rudy Diggs, head of project management in the presidency, on Thursday said that the South African had been pushing for more of the $12 billion currently on offer from Western nations to take the form of gift rather than loans. He said the president has made it clear early that he wants to see an increase in the grant component, adding that more grants could come in as the country heads to COP28 climate talks in Dubai next month. Britain, France, Germany, the European Union and the United States pledged $8.5 billion at the climate talks 2 years ago, a figure which has since gone up as the Netherlands and Denmark, Canada, Spain, Switzerland joined the initiative this week. However, South African authorities estimate the total cost of South Africa's transition from carbon-intensive coal, which generate 80% of its power and its use to synthesize a third of its liquid fuel, as at 1.5 trillion rand, which is approximately $78.44 billion. Power returned to Guinea-Bissau's capital on Wednesday afternoon after the West African country's government resumed payment to Turkish company Karpowership, which had plunged the city into darkness due to an unpaid debt of $17 million. Karpowership said it cut off electricity supply to Guinea-Bissau for 1.5 days after few suppliers post-work following a protracted period of non-payment. Economic Minister Sulaiman Saidi told reporters on Wednesday that $6 million cut out of $15 million of arrears owed by the electricity and water company of Guinea-Bissau were paid. Karpowership spokesperson in a statement said they are grateful for the government's effort to resolve the fuel payment, which have allowed for them to restart operations swiftly and continue providing the people of Guinea-Bissau with electricity. Powership, one of the world's largest operator of floating power plants and part of the Karadinix Energy Group, has been supplying 100% of Guinea-Bissau's electricity needs since signing a deal in 2019, according to its website. Moving to foreign scene, the United Kingdom government's borrowing in September was lower than most economics had expected. Borrowing, the difference between spending and tax income, was £14.3 billion last month, according to the Office for National Statistics. This was £1.6 billion less than a year earlier, but the sixth highest borrowing in September since monthly records began in 1993. Economics had predicted borrowing to be £18.3 billion last month. Government debt was running at nearly £2.6 trillion, more than 2% higher than last year. Chancellor Jeremy Hunt said that they had to borrow during the pandemic to protect lives and livelihoods, but since then, Putin's invasion has pushed up inflation and interest rates. This, he said, means they spent twice as much as debt interest last year as they did the previous year. U.S. prosecutors have accused three high-profile cryptocurrency firms of defrauding investors of more than $1 billion. New York Attorney General Letitia James said Gemini, a crypto exchange, had lied to customers about the risk of an investment account it offered, which paid high interest rates on crypto. Genesis, a crypto lender, and its parent company, Digital Currency Group, were also involved in the program. It was halted last November, cutting off customer access to funds. That came shortly after the collapse of FTX, the cryptocurrency exchange run by Sam Bankman-Fried, who is now fighting fraud charges of his own. Genesis, which had loaned heavily to his companies, filed for bankruptcy a few months later. Attorney General James said her case concerned another example of bad actors causing harm throughout the under-regulated cryptocurrency industry. And that's the much we have for you on Business Now at this very hour. Still to come is News Now. Please stay with us.
My name is Yinka. I run Isheda Natural Skincare. We make a range of natural skincare products. So I'll start with a range for the face. We have cleansers, a green tea toner, which is excellent for aging skin, green tea and vitamin C. So after cleansing, you use the toner and then you moisturize. You know, we have a nice face lotion. Shea oil is also a fantastic way to moisturize your face. It's non-comedogenic, so it's very light. It won't cause pimples. And then we have some really good serums. Vitamin C serum, which is an excellent brightener. It deals with hyperpigmentation. And willowbark serum, which is a gentle exfoliant, good for people who have acne. And it is also great for brightening. And you know, also will exfoliate the skin very gently. And then we have a range of natural soaps. In our brand, we find ways to use traditional additives that have been used for centuries to make modern products that are safe and that work. So an example of that is our camwood and honey soap. So the soap has it includes camwood, and it also includes honey. And it's just a very luxurious feeling soap as you bathe with it, and it works very well to brighten the skin without changing skin color. Another really nice soap is our orange turmeric soap. So orange oil and turmeric are very good brightening agents. So they're good actually for removing dark patches, dealing with hyperpigmentation without drying the skin. Then we have our face soap formulated for the face. It has pink clay. So it will gently cleanse the skin while gently exfoliating the skin without drying the skin. And then our oatmeal soap. Oatmeal is an anti-inflammatory. It's very, very good for sensitive skin. So that's a very...
Dr. Festus Akonde also confirmed that Atiku's election appeal had been slated for hearing on Monday. The notification came as the House of Representatives expressed worries over the workload on the Apex Court. The Apex Court currently has 11 justices, short of the required 21 stipulated by Section 230, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution. The Independent National Electoral Commission has said 891 petitions out of 1,196 on the 2023 polls have so far been either dismissed or withdrawn. It said the loss of 74.4% of the petition confirmed the credibility of the elections it conducted. It released a status report on the outcome of petitions it was in receipt of in connection with the presidential, governorship, national and state House of Assembly elections to confirm the credibility of the last general elections. INEC said it cannot be held responsible for re-election petitions which arise from party primaries. The National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Mr. Sam Olumikon, in a statement on Thursday said out of 1,196 petitions, 712 were dismissed and 179 withdrawn. He said this means that in 891 cases, which is 74.4%, the tribunal found no merit in the petitions and affirmed the result of the election conducted by INEC. INEC said it was misleading to claim that 94% of the elections it conducted failed. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has urged the 10th Senate to support President Bola Tinubu's development plans for the country, saying that Nigeria never had such an audacious plan since the days of the nation's founding fathers. Akpabio stated this while speaking at a Senate retreat on fiscal policy and tax reforms organized by the National Institution of Legislative and Democratic Studies held in Akwa Ibom State on Thursday. He said more than ever before, the Senate must come together in optimism to support the roadmap of Mr. President, and where they consider that changes be made appropriate, work with executive to perfect the document. Declaring the retreat open, President Tinubu said it was unacceptable that 65% of Nigerians, representing 84 million people, were multidimensionally poor. The president, who was represented by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edu, said he was committed to making Nigeria's economy grow from the current 3%. On his part, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Barrio Jibril, said fiscal policy and tax reforms that guarantee the nation's survival should be central to the Nigeria's policy and governance as long as it does not add to the economic woes of the citizens. Also speaking, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas Tajudeen, said the high revenue spent on debt servicing constraints the fiscal space for all the developmental needs, adding that the multiplicity and duplication of taxes impact negatively on the nation's efficient tax system. The leadership of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners in Oyo State has rejected the proposed 10,000 naira minimum wage award. Secretary of the union, Comrade Shegun Abaton made this development known to newsmen in Ibadan during the course of a congress where he urged authorities there to be sympathetic to the plight of the senior citizens, stating emphatically that the Pensioners Union would not accept any amount lesser than 20,000 naira as wage award.
Your state government should toe the line of the federal government in the wage award of 35,000 naira to workers and 25,000 naira to pensioners. And we were so magnanimous again. We said, okay, if the state government cannot make that, they should give 30,000 naira to workers and 20,000 naira to Oyo State pensioners.
Pensioners will have made their point known. In Oyo State, pensioner will not take less than 20,000 naira. And from my interaction with the leadership of NUP and government, I think they will get it.
The cost of living has gone up. We should be considerate. If at this very much time, we have reasons to increase the salary of political office holders, then workers and pensioners shouldn't be left out. No. It's not done. So whatever we have to do, we must, if we can replicate what happened at the national level, I mean 35 for workers, 25 for pensioners. Maybe 30-20 has been proposed by the pensioner. I go with them. I'm in line with them.
They should help pensioners because some people are earning 1,000, 5,000. What for? As soon as the petrol subsidy was removed, it was terrible. You buy petrol, 10,000, you can't spend it, use it in your car for more than a few days. How are you going to cope? If they are giving you 1,000 or 5,000, it doesn't, it's not good at all.
Edo State Governor Mr. Godwin Obaseki has charged the 18 local government chairmen in the state to run an all-inclusive and accountable government, carrying along all citizens who voted for them and against them. Obaseki, declaring a two-day retreat for local government chairmen, said his administration believes in the autonomy of local government as provided by the constitutional, but insists on transparency and accountability. Alongside the chairman from the 18 local government area of Edo State, vice chairman, secretary, head of local government administration, heads of MDAs, commissioners, labor leaders were amongst other grades the retreat, which is expected to last for 2 days.
How have we governed? How have we made our people feel included in government? Not by focusing on individuals, but by focusing on certain policies that affect majority of our people. First, education is so key because the society is made of human beings, and it's important that we as a government lay down the direction and way in which our society will behave. And the only way we can do that is from a very early age, making sure we define how people are trained, what people learn, what they know, and how they are made to behave. That is why education is very, very important.
Local governments should be responsible for their own activities. The state is doing a lot for them. Individually, we have told them, but for these 2 days, they will see what the state has done on their behalf. Even primary schools, construction, renovation, health centers, and so many other things.
The acting Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeni, on Thursday met with the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to solicit lands in FCT to build schools. This was contained in a statement by the National Public Relations Officer of the service, Abdullahi Maidawa, on Friday. In a statement, Adeni, who congratulated Wike on his appointment, explained the importance of FCT in the nation building. Adeni emphasized the need for policies to support the service in fulfilling its mandate in the FCT, considering the substantial presence of over 2,500 service personnel in Abuja. The Customs boss pointed out the challenge of sending the children of customs personnel to private schools in the city. In his response, Wike assured of his commitment to allocate land for facilities that will serve the service need. Wike also promised his unflinching support to make his tenure a successful one. The former Rivers State governor said his ministry had recently received NCS letter of request for land allocation, which according to him will be approved in due course. The Kogi Commissioner of Police, Bentran Onuoha, on Thursday ordered an investigation into an alleged attack on a police officer in an alleged political clash in the Ida local government area of the state. A statement issued by the State Command's Public Relations Officer William Ovi Aya in Lokoja said the commissioner was worried over a trending video showing the police officer seriously injured. Onuoha, who condemned the incident, ordered the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department to take the task and immediately investigate the clash. The CP reiterated the command's unwavering commitment to continue to engage critical stakeholders in election security management to ensure a secure environment for the electoral process. More Nigerians have continued to call for justice for those who lost their lives during the NSAS protest at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos State. They said after 3 years of the use of force by government to displace peaceful protesters at the toll gate demanding for a better country, nothing has changed. Iboje Ikworia has details.
It's been 3 years after the event which many describe as the toll gate massacre occurred right here on the island in Lagos State. It is the toll gate. Since then, government and different organizations have put together different panels of inquiries. But many still believe that justice has not been served to those who lost their lives here. 3 years after the NSAS protest, the Lekki toll gate has become a shadow of itself. Though there were no protesters on the ground at the venue of the incident to observe a memorial for such an event that caught the attention of the world, it was observed that fierce-looking policemen were seen at different positions of both sides of the toll gate, fully armed. Commenting on the need for a memorial, these respondents said not much lessons have been learned from the NSAS protests by the police and government at various levels.
The NSAS in Section 40 of the Constitution of Nigeria, 1919, as amended, gives freedom of association to people. There's also the freedom of movement guaranteed by the Constitution. They are fundamental rights. And because they are rights given by the Constitution, they cannot be taken away by the police. It does not lie in the mouth to the police to say, no, don't go there and protest. Don't go there and gather for memorial of those that their lives were cut short through bullets. The only thing the police is supposed to do is when they gather, the police can even grant them protection so that hoodlums do not hijack such peaceful protests. And let us recall again that what happened on that day, or that young men and young ladies unarmed, defenseless, were there carrying out peaceful protests. They were not violent in any form. And then police and army were sent and they cut down the lives of those people and dispersed them. The freedom to protest is a right guaranteed by law.
At the time people were supposed to continue to protest, they were saying, oh, we are waiting for EndSARS report. We are waiting for EndSARS report. By the time the report was out, they found out it was nothing to write home about. People got discouraged. So government didn't do well in this circumstance at all. On the issue
of different panels set up by state governments to look into the incident, the respondents were divergent in their opinions.
Panels were set up, findings were made, and there were findings that there were actually gross violations of the rights of Nigerian citizens by the police, particularly the SARS, which led to the immediate disbursement of SARS in Nigeria. And then the police authorities came out to say that henceforth they were going to do their works with professionalism, ensuring respect for human rights and fundamental rights in general. But the question is, after 3 years of that incident, what is the story today? The story is not much different. There are still instances of arrests here and there. There are incidents of arrests, detentions without compliance with the ground on which the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
When there are issues, they always set up panels. So the panels will be given terms of reference to do this, to do that, whether to forestall the occurrence of such a thing or to prevent it, or to find some solution, or to look at the immediate or remote cause. However, in the mind of the government itself, they know that they are not they are not really interested in that. What they are interested in is to divert attention of the people from the major thing. At the end of the day, nothing will happen apart from 2 or 3 states. No other states follow the EndSARS panel. Although some of the panels too were not too, the way they conducted their affair was so funny, like Lagos was a disaster. They didn't do it to a logical conclusion. They follow on due technicality and so on and so forth. So because of this, it threw a question mark on the integrity of the tribunals of the EndSARS panel report.
3 years ago, a crowd of unarmed youths singing the national anthem were allegedly shot at by troops in bid to quell protests which had lasted for nearly 2 weeks before their intervention, leading to what many now describe as the EndSARS massacre. I, Boji Horia, reporting for Vibrant TV News.
Being overweight or obese can result in a variety of health issues. Although there are several fad diets available, a balanced lifestyle and nutritious food are keys to healthy living and weight control. Today, I am going to be giving you 7 weight loss tips. First on the list, consume a variety of colorful, nutritionally packed meals. Healthy meals and snacks should be the cornerstone of everyone's diet. An easy method to establish a meal plan is to ensure that each meal has 50% fruits and vegetables, 25% whole grains, and 25% protein. The recommended daily fiber intake is 25 to 30 grams. Remove trans fats from the diet and limit your consumption of saturated fats, which has a significant relationship to the incidence of coronary artery disease. People can instead consume monounsaturated fatty acids.
More Nigerians have continued to call for justice for those who lost their lives during the EndSARS protests at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos State. They said after 3 years of the use of force by governments to displace peaceful protesters at the toll gate, demanding for a better country, nothing has changed. Iboje Warrior has details. Meanwhile, Amnesty International has said a total of 15 protesters arrested during the EndSARS protest of 2020 are still being arbitrarily detained 3 years later. The international organization on Friday said in a statement on its website that the majority of the protesters are in Kirikiri Medium Correctional Center and Ikoyi Medium Security Correctional Center in Lagos without trial. The organization also accused the authorities of filing trumped-up charges including theft, arson, possession of unlawful firearms, and murder against many of the protesters. This, it said, shows the authority contempt for due process of law. Isa Sanusi, director of Amnesty International Nigeria, said the protesters must be immediately and unconditionally released. Up ahead, stories from Africa, foreign, entertainment and sport. Details after this break. Welcome back. Now, talking about African stories, the military government in Niger says it has fueled an attempt by the deposed former president Mohamed Bazoum to escape from custody. A military spokesman said the former president attempted to flee in the night with his family, cooks, and security. Mr. Bazoum has been under house arrest since members of his presidential guard staged a coup in late July. Niger is part of the African region known as the Sahel, a belt of semi-arid land that stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Red Sea just south of the Saharan desert. The area is plagued by jihadists and beset by military regimes. Military spokesman Amadou Abdrami on state television said the attempted escape happened at about 3:00 a.m. on Thursday. Ugandans have been sharing their tribute to a former in the Idi Amin government, Henry Nyemba, who died on Thursday from diabetes-related complications, aged 84. He is described as having been a feature in Uganda's public life, serving in different positions in the government of Ami and Milton Obote, as well as the current president, Yoweri Museveni. While narrating to local media of his time as Obote's aide, he said he once took a bullet that was meant to assassinate the president. He is also well known for his book, State of Blood, the inside story of Idi Amin, which he wrote after he fled to exile in 1977 while serving under the dictator. The book detailed a first-hand account of experience during Amin's brutal government, exposing the atrocities and human rights abuses committed by the regime. The state-owned daily The New Vision says his work is considered an important historical document, providing insight into a dark period in Uganda's history. Nyemba returned to Uganda in 1886, long after Amin had been deposed in 1979 and after they took over by the current president. Moving to foreign scene, the U.S. has said China has significantly expanded its nuclear stockpile over the past years and is now holding some 500 operational warheads. An annual report released by the Pentagon also said Beijing hopes to double its arsenal to over 1,000 warheads by 2030, but it said China remained committed to a no-first strike policy. While the report said the growth exceeded projections, China's stockpile is still dwarfed by Russia and the U.S. Russia has a nuclear arsenal of some 5,889 warheads, while the U.S. had fielded 5,244, according to the independent StockHub International Peace Research Institute. In 2021, the Department of Defense estimated China had around 400 warheads. President Xi Jinping has declared China will field a world-class military by 2049, and since he came to power in 2012, it has sought to modernize the country's armed forces. Thursday's Pentagon report said China's current drive to grow its nuclear arsenal was set to dwarf previous attempts in both scale and complexity. That's the much we have for you on News Now at this very hour. Many thanks for being a part of this, and many thanks to our entire news production crew. I'm Samuel Okata from all of us here. It's bye for now.
Time and energy. Decisiveness is a time management skill that must be taken to step.
I am Lara Ojoa, the founder and creative director of Milaseto Dye Art by Ebon. Milaseto Dye Art by Ebon is all about the art of beautiful dyeing. We make beautiful handmade clothes. All the clothes are made here, what we call the local ajire. So we make beautiful ajire on exquisite fabrics, beautiful fabrics. We make on corduroy, on cottons, on 100% silks, chiffons, name it. So we make lovely outfits for men and women. Our men's outfits, we make lovely shirts, lovely jackets, formal jackets, casual jackets. And for women, all sorts of beautiful dresses, kimonos, all sorts, just name it. So our social media handle is Milaseto Dye Art by Ebon and the Milaseto Man. Please come around, come and shop. We have lovely, lovely outfits. We have 100% silk fabrics, beautifully handmade. We have Iro and Buba mixed with lace. We have lovely dresses. We have men's shirts. We have jackets and all sorts, and just like what I'm wearing, we have lovely kimono dresses, lovely silk dresses. Yes, so please do come. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Mona Lisa Abimbola Aze. I am the CEO and founder of Mona Matthews. And Mona Matthews is a Nigerian brand. We make high quality leather shoes for men and women and school-age children. We also make handbags. We have a showroom on Elizade Toyota Plaza on Ikorodu Road, Anthony, Lagos. And then we also sell online through our WhatsApp catalog and all of that. And then we also make to order. So you can either come in and buy or buy online, or you can actually order what you want and the color you want and the size and the style that you want. I started making shoes under the label of Mona Matthews 21 years ago. And one of the reasons why I started was because I found it difficult to find good shoes in nice colors and design to suit my feet. And then I found out that there really wasn't good quality shoes at a reasonable price, coming into the country. And also a lot of the shoes that were being brought in were not real leather, they were not comfortable, and they were not durable. So Mona Matthews was created and has grown to really plug that hole in the industry. So we're known for shoes, but we make bags. In Nigeria, ladies wear shoe and bag sets, So we make shoes and bags, matching shoe and bags. Then we also make real leather office bags or everyday bags, And the comfort you get from shopping with us is the fact that you know that there's quality in the products, So when you buy a product from us, you're sure that it's genuine leather, that it would last and all of that. And even if you do have a problem with any of our products, we encourage you to bring them back so that we can get the right feedback and then we can make the necessary adjustments.